You don't
I
have
don't want them shits on.
Yo, every time I put them on, they just slide. And so I just don't do it.
You know your hat covering your face a little more.
No, not really, because it's backwards.
Way?
No, it's better. You good, you
Okay.
good, you good.
I need my hat, Cliff.
Nah,
Cool,
You don't have a badass head though.
I got an egg head.
You know, they're hearing all of this that y'all saying.
It's cool though.
Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. This is a real family edition. It's 25 to 30 years of friendship in this room.
Yes, sir.
So shout out to everybody. You know, shout out to everybody in the room and stuff like that. I want to start off by saying I love you to everyone in this room. I was having a conversation last night.
Out of all this time, it's the first time I've ever heard you say I love you.
You just moved the camera.
We love you back.
Oh, my bad.
So anyway,
we love you too, bro.
Love you
and
more.
We do.
I was having a conversation with people last night. I was in it was like 20, 30 people, and there was a lot of black men in the room. And the black men was like, I don't tell my kids I love you.
I do it all the
I don't
time.
tell my significant other I love you, because they grew up hearing that someone who says that stuff is soft, or it could come off like on some gay stuff. And there's nothing wrong with being gay. Happy Pride. As a matter of fact, today was a big Pride parade. You know what I'm saying? One of these days I'm gonna go to the Pride parade just to
Hell no, there's too much traffic out there.
Right.
God damn it, the
And see, that's the
pride.
problem. And that's another
traffic.
problem. I told my friend, like, yeah, one of these years I'm gonna go to the Pride parade just to see how it is. And
It's
he's like,
fun. I used to go every
he's like,
year.
people gonna say you're gay. You can't do that. And I'm like, yo, we gotta be more comfortable with being ourselves and enjoying certain things, right? Because if we keep our mind closed to just things have to be status quo, or we have to stay away from things that might portray us to be gay, and be afraid about that. Like, another dude said he can't look another dude in the eyes and say I love you, even if it's his kid. I'm like, why?
That's some weirdo shit.
But it's the stigmatism of saying I love you in the black community. Sometimes even because black parents haven't heard I love you growing up, they don't say it to their kids, but they say, I put food on the table, I put clothes on the back, he better know I love you.
My mother don't.
And we don't the same energy that we chastise our kids to discipline them, we don't give that same energy to encourage them. So we hard as hell to correct their negative action, but when they do good, we like, that's nice, baby, and then we keep it short. But when we getting in their ass, it's a whole long thing. So I wanted to start off the show saying I love you to everybody.
We love you.
Love is love,
Shout out
baby.
to Greedy Gut, who's back on the show after a little hiatus. Was glad to see her. She's stamp collecting and all traveling, stuff like that. So it's good to have her in the building. Like
I have
always.
something to say about what you said. It's a love language too. A lot of people speak different love languages.
That's a fact.
Think that because I cook dinner for you, that's showing you how I love you.
With
So
acts
people have
of
different ways of
appreciation
showing you how they love
versus
you.
words of affirmation.
Right,
Bring
exactly.
bring
So
that
some
mic
people-
closer.
Yeah.
Some people don't feel like it's necessary to say it because they're showing you that they love you.
Yeah.
So we all speak a different language. That's
So, like always,
That's
like
true.
I said, I want to do that segment, but now we're going to go into introducing ourselves. Like always, is your boy Real Talk Marv.
Amanda, a.k.a. Greedy Gut with a little butt.
Hey.
It's your boy Cliff Bogdanov.
It's Sensei, aka Open Shirt Poppy.
Your shirt's closed today.
Coach Lamar Stewart. Coach Stewart.
Coach
And
Stu.
another good thing, I'm going to have Coach Stu tell more about his story and his journey, but another thing I'm proud of this young man across from me, and not young man like he's younger than me, but just
Nigga from the block.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
from the block.
His story of determination and reaching for your goals is crazy. My man then went to like 200 colleges. My man then played professional sports. He done played, football at so many different levels. He done played on offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball.
He got his own 30 for 30.
You know what I'm saying? He needs one. And you know what I'm saying? And Lamar not being the tallest person in the world, but has the biggest heart. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm having him introduce more about himself. That's my brother right across from me.
He's not short.
I am short. I'm
Go ahead, Coach Stu. Tell him all the accomplishments.
Well, I'm Coach Stu. I'm currently the defensive coordinator at ASA College in Brooklyn, which is a JUCO in Brooklyn, New York, one of the top JUCOs, as I should say. Been there since April.
Okay.
Before that, I was at Milford Academy, which is the #1 prep school in the nation.
Yeah. Darkside Boys.
Darkside Boys.
Yeah.
Darkside Boys.
His defense is real. My man has pros, right? Tell him about the pros you
I
had.
had 2 kids get drafted this year.
Oh,
Nice.
that's nice.
One to the Jets. Deshaun Austin to the Jets, DB. Kadar Holman to the Packers. He's a DB also. And we signed 10
You got pros
kids.
even before this. Too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Many pro. Probably all together, probably like 11
pros.
11 guys in the NFL.
Nice.
You know, and we signed 10 guys signed NFL contracts this year
That's dope.
with 2
Can I
getting
ask you a
drafted.
question? What made you get into it? You always like
Real talk, I always had football saved my life, period.
Yeah.
You know, everybody in this
He was a
room
badass
knows I was.
kid.
Everybody
Football gave him discipline.
did it.
My father used to call him no pain.
No pain.
pain.
No pain. I got it tatted on my arm. No pain.
Damn.
Because of Mr. Baham.
Yeah.
Football changed my life, and I just couldn't get away from the game. You know, I was working as a chef, worked at the airport, different type things, and I couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
And
Damn, I'm a chef. But all right.
You love it,
It was
do it.
P.F. Chang's. It was P.F. Chang's. I was working at P.F.
Oh,
Chang's,
okay.
and I had just finished college, was playing arena football, and got cut.
Yeah.
Still had my house in West Virginia, where I went to school at, and seen some guys playing football in the quad. Went over there, and it happened to be one of my former coaches, and he was like mad. He's like, "Look, you try to teach them how to run power. I'm leaving. Teach them how to run power." And I never coached ever a day in my life, and I taught them how to run power.
Oh wow.
And he's like, "Yo, I'm hiring you as my running backs coach. You got nothing to say. You're coaching."
Yeah.
Like that's how I got into it. Like just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Never wanted to be a coach ever in the life. Never thought
Now
about
look
it.
at you.
Now
They called and found you.
But
Yeah,
They
like,
called and
yeah.
found you.
like I want to piggyback what Marvin was saying. Also, the story is this man. As you know, how people say they love the game.
Yeah.
He really loves the game. He cares about these kids. He puts them in a condition and training that no other. Like seriously, like his kids say nothing but good things for him, and that's a testament to you. Keep
The
working.
love that the
Yeah.
kids show him is showing that it's just his calling and that he's genuine about it, right? Because you'll see all these kids go out of their way to give shout out to Coach Stu and stuff like that, and that's complete love. So, sorry for those of you who watched the show live and been waiting for us. We had the studio was previously booked. The show before us ran long, so we started a little later than usual. Those who listen to us on iTunes is just gonna play whenever you play it, but for those who
We
watch
here.
live, so we're gonna jump into the first topic of the show, and it's mixing business and pleasure, right? And the positive side of mixing business and pleasure, right? It's like I said, it's 25 to 30 years of friendship in this room, so we are kind of mixing business with pleasure on the positive side. But then there's also the negative side. So shout out to my homegirl. She was telling me how she had someone come to her house
Ooh.
to no.
Just like-
Let me get. No, just go through it. Don't let the talk happen. Don't let her distract you.
No, but she had
happened?
someone come to her house to service her house, right?
Oh, boy.
And then the guy is just is looking at her house to to repair essential air that she needs repair and stuff like that. But the whole time, the guy's just flirting. So when we gonna hang out and stuff like that? And I was
Sounds
just
like the
damn.
beginning of a porno.
And-
I
but-
swear to
but it's
God.
just like
Wesley services
it's
the
like
house
it's
for
crazy
that.
because women in so many situations have to protect their poom poom. Like they can't do regular business
Damn.
and be comfortable, right? They have to prepare themselves,
Protect the poom poom.
especially if you look like anything, right? Not to say that ugly women don't got nothing to worry about, but if you're some levels of attractive, it's hard for you to just handle yourself business wise. And us as men, we need to cut that shit out. We need to learn to be able to do business as just business and not blur the lines of business and pleasure. And I've had conversations with men about that, like, yo, every woman that you meet that's attractive, hold on, every woman that you meet that's attractive, if you're approaching that in a business sense, sometimes you got to leave that poom poom alone. Not every poom poom needs to be conquered. But anyway, we're going to jump into the topic, right? mixing business and pleasure, especially with what's going on in this climate that we're in, with sexual assault being at the highest with Bill Cosby and all these other people, right? Is mixing business and pleasure a bad idea? We're gonna have our first lady, Greedy Gut, let us know what you think.
Yes.
Yeah, it can be a bad idea, definitely. But what are the motives of the men? Is it a relationship motive or just for ass? Is what I have a question about.
I don't think that should matter.
Depends on the vibe they give you.
Wait, no. I really want to know this.
Well, because this is my thing, right? Because what makes the situation even worse, right? Because a lot of times, because of the structure of society, men kind of are in these situations where they're in a position of power. So when you go to mix the business and pleasure, you don't necessarily give that woman an equal opportunity to appreciate your approach, because it's sometimes it's an intimidation factor. If I'm your boss and let's just say you're my personal assistant,
right,
and I'm like, damn, Amanda, you looking good today. I see your twins too. Hear me up. I'm your boss. That was mad, wild, inappropriate. But at the same time, you still want to keep your job.
In that sense, then hell no, you don't mix business with pleasure.
But
right,
I robbed you of the comfort of allowing you to even make that assessment because I'm coming to you in a position of power, right? So I understand.
I think we're talking more on equal footing. I think we should focus more on equal footing. Like, you my coworker, I'm your coworker. We don't have supervision over one another.
But equal footing gets muddy. But okay. But
approaching on equal footing.
On equal footing. Do you think mixing business and pleasure is a good idea?
I think it's a bad idea. I also think that once you get attached to the person and some shit goes down, it can fuck up your work situation. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And that's always the scariest thing for me.
Absolutely.
What about you, Coach?
I think it could be both ways. I know some coaches that marry like athletic trainers.
You're not speaking for yourself though, right?
No, not for myself, but I'm just saying I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
I've seen people mix business with pleasure, and then it was a great thing. Like, I know coaches that marry athletic trainers.
Because you guys spend so much time together, I get that.
It's still business, though.
It is still business.
She still worked at the school with him.
The crazy thing about it, when you say that, like my basketball junior college coach, he married the athletic trainer.
That's what I'm saying.
They got married. But I think business and pleasure, it's not a good thing, right? What you call it? I think it all depends, but I think you lose focus on what you're trying to do when you.
But wait, let me ask y'all a question. When y'all said the athletic trainer thing, how was their relationship? Is it good?
No, their relationship.
All right, so then that's a good way of mixing business with pleasure.
Their relationship is good, but you got both parties got to be on board with it. And then
and that's what I agree with.
And the thing about it is, not to be sexist, when you miss business pleasure, women are emotional.
You
creatures.
about to be you're being sexist.
Men are emotional too. Men be in their bag as well.
Men be like that. But women, it's just not a good thing. I think if you're trying to work with somebody, especially in a business aspect, keep it professional.
I agree with that.
Because there's too many people that date outside of the box. Shout out to my boy's book anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna do a plug.
So anyway, it's too many women outside of the box and men. Also, to just have to deal with somebody on the job. I think the best bet is to just keep it very professional. That's my opinion.
What about you, Open Shirt?
Shit. He gonna fuck everybody in the office.
All y'all lying to yourselves. I understand you might think it's unprofessional or it's inappropriate, but honestly, who do you deal with? You deal with the people that you're around the most. You deal with the people who you interact with the most. Okay. You going to work every day.
Okay.
I'm at a new job now. I've never been around so many females in my life. My previous shut up. My previous job was all males. We had a female in there once in the blue, but it was all males, so it's new to me. Okay. And you're gonna tell me not to interact with none of these females in that kind of way?
The difference between interacting and mixing business and
I interact a certain way. So what you're
part of the reason why we need to have this conversation.
Hey, listen,
I'm just saying it's gonna happen, bro.
The problem is right, and I work with a lot of females at my job, right? But I'm always professional with them and good because every woman don't want you to throw little jabs at them or whatever. Sometimes they just want to come and work and have decent conversation with you.
Absolutely.
Okay, but that's because you're married and you have to be. If you were single, would your interactions be the same?
Listen, bro. Me being married don't have nothing to do with getting them.
Listen,
they
I get way more love since people know I was married than when I'm single.
They're more attracted to me.
I've heard that
Hold on.
before.
They're more attracted to me the fact that I am married and they see all the stuff that I do with my wife.
Yes,
that don't have nothing.
but your actions are different because you're married.
No, that don't have nothing to do with him. That don't have nothing to do with me being married. Whatever. It's just the fact that it's a level of professional I want to keep.
Right?
And also, I'm getting good money at my job, so I don't want to cross the line and put us in a kind of
to throw that all away.
Yeah.
To co-sign what he said, I've had women say like, "Wow, I never even looked at you till I noticed that you were married."
Yeah.
And then also if they think your
I would
spouse,
say, well, don't look at me now, man.
also if they think your spouse look like something, then they're just like, "Wow, you have a pretty wife, or you're with someone significant." So then, you know what? There's something that I might have overlooked, and now they're interested to see what's going on. But to get back to the business and pleasure kind of thing, the thing that makes it so tough is just like, it's so much. The beautiful thing, the athletic trainers who marry, coaches, active trainers, they're in there's a like-minded interest. So that's what makes it beautiful kind of thing. But my thing about it is, a lot of times these situations set you up to really sticky situations. If you deal with the wrong petty person, we always think about the men being pressure, but there's also the other side where now that the woman's done with you, now she can say you're sexually harassing her.
Greedy gut put it the best. If I'm in a professional setting and I'm dealing with a woman who I just want to smash and we doing that kind of thing, it's a different kind of approach. It's a different kind of situation. If I'm trying to establish a relationship with her, though it may not work out, it's
all
totally
good
different.
to someone catch feelings.
Exactly.
It's all good to someone catch feelings.
But we all
never
adults.
know.
We all adults.
You'll
You
never
don't
know
know.
if that person catch
Hey,
feelings.
listen, it's like clockwork. I be seeing situations, I be like, yo, when shit go bad, this is gonna be a shit show, and it becomes a shit show.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is.
It all depends on your profession.
What it is, and I would say this, like, it's not a good thing because now let's just say y'all was doing a team project. Y'all spend a lot of time. You know the reason why? You're right. A lot of people work with each other, do a lot of hours, and they end up hooking up with each other.
Right.
But and I've seen it in the place environment, when it goes left, it turns ugly. It
becomes a shit show.
And not only that, higher ups got to get involved. And now you're talking about you getting a good salary. Now you're sacrificing your family because of this relationship you started at work. So your best bet is to look at it and say, you know what? Let me make sure it's something you really want to do. My thing is, I work with a lot of women. So to put myself in that position, it's crazy to me because then I'm sacrificing everything I gotta do.
Think about how many times it does happen, though. It
does.
No. The shit show goes down, but compared to the amount of times that coworkers are actually fucking with each other, I think it's a small scale.
Oh, no.
Where it gets crazy. I think so. You would say 50% of the time it goes crazy? Would you say 50% of the time it gets fucked up or no?
I would say
less than that.
There's more cases of it going wrong than going good.
What?
I believe so.
No.
What do you think, Coach?
Yeah.
Coach Stu?
I think it depends on what they're looking at. Like, if you're looking at it where, like I said, some people find wives with their coworkers. I think it depends on what you're looking at. I'm looking at just the smash, or I'm looking at somebody to spend my life with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I got a lot of good stories from seeing it. I don't think it's a bad thing.
So
I agree with it.
But also athletics and corporate could be the same, different kind of, right? Athletics is now held to the same standard as corporate America is.
It's a business.
similar.
It's similar, but it's. There's
a physical aspect to athletics.
Yeah.
That you can't deny.
Because most former trainers are former athletes. You know,
Yeah.
like coaches are former athletes.
Yeah.
I think there's a parallel with it.
All right, so the next question on this topic is, with the climate of sexual assault and the Me Too, why would men still take a chance at taking these kind of risks, right? Because every couple of months, you hear a CEO who's like now they're pushing him out. Why? Because he's been harassing the staff for years and stuff like that.
But you said earlier, like, some men is in a thing of
Position of
power.
power.
And when you're in a position of power, I can get what I want no matter what.
For instance, this is not a CEO. This the young actor who played Eazy-E in Straight Outta
Oh
Compton.
yeah, he got kicked
He
off
was
the show.
kicked out of the show, The
Jason.
Shy,
Yeah.
because he was sexually
the
harassing his
Yeah.
coworkers, stuff like that.
Right.
He's lost a couple of jobs. He was making movies, and all of them got canceled and stuff like that.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Was it the sexual harassment allegations true?
Yeah,
Yes.
it happened before.
It was,
It was
so
another show.
bad. It was so bad that one of the people he was harassing on the show, fiance, had to be on set every time they filmed.
Oh my
And it
God.
still didn't discontinue. So I say that to say this, like, and the joke we see on social media, right, is like sex costs $40, right? You see that meme about how $40 was, but to be realistic about it, like,
$40.
That's
40
1 hour
That's some
of
hard
work.
point shit.
yo,
How you know about that?
But yeah, that's a joke. That's a joke.
I gotta pay for tax. No,
But to be serious, with all you see, why do men continue to risk it all over
I
Let me answer this.
She
She got first last time.
Go first.
You asked that question. The president of the United States risked it all because he wanted something, and what he wanted was the closest thing. Monica Lewinsky. Let's go back to fucking Bill Clinton.
20 years
right?
ago, over
Clinton,
30 years.
She was not hot at all.
Yeah.
But what was she? The first woman he saw when he opened his door.
How do you know? How do you know that?
What do you mean? How do you know
And you
that?
say she's not hot. She might be hot.
But he knew
She was hot to him.
He knew what she was going to do.
Yeah, exactly. So, and he was a married
You
man
talked about
who
20
risked
something
it
years
all.
ago. There wasn't Me Too when that happened. I'm
No.
just saying.
We the same men we was 20 years
But
ago,
I'm
bro.
just saying,
Don't think
with Me Too being crazy, sexual assault being crazy, receipts and all stuff like that, why are men still taking that
All right,
risk?
go back
Shoot
to
your
it. To the
shot.
dude with the shy. My thing is this, and I'll hear what you're saying, but I think, like, don't risk it if you not getting that response back. You shoot your shot.
That's what I was saying.
You know,
That's what I
you
was about to
flirt. Say, hey, maybe let me see where this can go.
What the woman gonna give
If
you.
you're shooting a shot,
So
as
you
a
let us
pervert,
know.
she's not gonna fuck with you because you're shooting a shot as a
Well,
pervert.
if you're a pervert, that's the only way you know to shoot
But
a
if
shot.
you give me-
Okay, so let me.
It's
give
the
you my
response you
input.
get. Wait, I didn't finish my
No,
goddamn answer. No, real quick. If you're not getting the response back that you're looking for, you
I'm
gotta
gonna leave it
cut
alone.
it and
Yeah.
leave it alone.
It all depends on the approach. You can't approach like a fucking pervert.
But
right?
don't give me the door. Don't open the door for me to come in
What
and then
open-
slam it.
Wait.
That's what's nasty right there.
It all depends. What do you mean? You may think that it's an open door, but her
It
she
is.
has said good morning, and you're like, oh shit. She said good morning to me.
So
Let me shoot my shot.
If you say good morning to me with the cousins hanging out, you giving me a shot.
You see, that's what because hold on a second. Not to attack you, but that's the wrong thinking that we have, right?
Right.
Because right now, a man that looks very inviting, right? With the way that she looks. But that shouldn't absolve me. Listen, that shouldn't absolve me of approaching her with respect. That shouldn't absolve me of saying, you know what? Since Amanda was looking very sexy to me, my wife's probably gonna kill me. Like, why you keep talking about Amanda like that? That shouldn't absolve me of, like, you know what? Hey Amanda, we should hang out afterwards. If she says no, I shouldn't be like, well, look at how Amanda looks.
Exactly, it's dead.
Wait.
Let her talk.
Saying-
Like I said, that's the problem of
I do.
us getting too comfortable with approaching people that way, right? Because it's like I said, there's a pressure to it. Like sometimes.
Do you think it's normal sending a dick pic out of nowhere? I'm not being funny. I'm being dead. Do you think that's normal?
I don't think it's normal. But like I
Depends on who
said,
you dealing with.
this is a whole nother.
Depends on what kind of dick you got, baby. I want you to see this.
That's another problem, right? Because of the way that we are on social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like men have honed their skills as far as courting women anymore. Because now it's just like, yo, I slide in the DM, I say what's good. If you feel like your meat is impressive, boom, it's like a calling card, people sending their meat.
Bro, we pressed for time this stuff. I ain't got time to do all that, baby. You at work, I'm at work. You want to get it? I get it. We're going to stockroom. We're going to stockroom right now. I can bend you over the copy machine. We can make it happen.
I do not co-sign what Open Shirt Poppy just said.
Listen, we got all the time.
Alright, so the last question on this, and it's sort of what Coach Stu brought up, but many couples meet at work or business settings. Do you think that will change going forward with the climate that we're in? Coach.
Do I think it would change?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like,
because now that Me Too's here, and then it's so easy to get caught up being charged with sexual harassment.
yeah, I think it'll definitely be a change because, like you said, social media, everything is put out in the open, and I don't think people want to be.
I didn't bring it up, but Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh yeah.
Like he touched her,
but I don't think it really wasn't.
I didn't think it was that crazy. No. I didn't think it was crazy, but the woman felt she was sexually harassed, and that he was stuff like that.
It's a setup.
I don't want to say it's a setup, but you see, we have receipts now.
True.
So you got to be careful on how even inviting. You think a woman's inviting. You think a woman stuff like that, but it could change. Look at not Ronaldo. What's the guy? Ronaldo too, but the guy from Brazil, Neymar.
Mm-hmm. Neymar, yeah.
The woman was sending him sexual messages, everything, and then she later said he raped me. Right? You have to be careful, especially men of power. Do you think that's going to change going forward now that we're in this climate or people have receipts?
No, because it hasn't changed. So absolutely not.
Yes,
I think we're making examples of Cuban Gooding and stuff like that. Well, I think it depends on who you are. Like, if you're a regular person like us, I don't think it's a big problem.
We're not going to change.
I don't think it's going to change even with the Me Too movement because it's you spend a lot of time with that person. So usually sometimes you're not even attracted to the person at work, but you just start finding good qualities because you have these conversations with them. So like I see it all the time in the environment I work in, like, and I'm like, damn, they dating? How she dating him? But the guy, he's working every day for 16 hours. He's working.
Putting in that work.
Yeah, putting that work. Next thing you know, he got the woman that was outside of the box.
Yeah. I just don't think it's going to change because it's a mental thing.
Yeah. I think also we need to learn to proceed with caution, right? A lot of times it's just like, I spent so much time with Shorty. I was feeling her so much. You know what? I had to get it. Now sometimes you gotta leave that on the table. But go ahead. What were you gonna say?
You know why it's not going to change? Once again, I'm going to go to the highest office in the land. We have a motherfucker in office who became president. Hold on. Became president and said, grab him by the pussy.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna say
in this climate, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change.
Saying, right? But
it's
we're
not
all
gonna change.
Individuals. We're grown. So we should know what's right from wrong.
So
just because if the president is doing it, does that mean like shit ain't going to change?
No, that don't mean it's right. What I'm saying is it's not going to change. You can become president. You can become president saying grab him by the pussy. So what? I'm hollering at Sally Mae in the back. What the hell? It doesn't matter.
Wait, Trump is saying grab him by the pussy. Is it okay for you to say grab him by the pussy?
It's not okay. But I can say grab him by the pussy and still get the pussy.
You were just telling us that it's okay because he's saying it's okay.
No, I'm not saying it's okay. What I'm saying is it's not going to stop.
Why? Because it.
All right, so let's move on.
Because it works.
This is right?
It works.
It doesn't work.
So anyway, we're gonna move on. The next topic is summertime flings, right? And you know, I mentioned it once a show. That season, right?
Stop. I feel like you have an inner thought in you if you were not.
Mom, love.
I've been married so long. I never truly got to embrace my inner thought.
I feel like you have a thought somewhere.
I got that envy.
Yeah, I think
like I envy this man over here. He's a thought.
Come on, you can't personally attack me like that. No clap.
Hey, shout out to Overshirt Posse. It's his birthday tomorrow, so happy campus season. But he's a thought.
That's fucked up. Why you gonna call me out of here? I'm not a thought. Anybody watching this show, do not believe what they say, all right?
Mike is thought of
anyway.
If anybody know you a thought, it'd be more.
But anyway, so the topic is summertime flings, right? And you know, the summertime, I always joke about it being thought season, but you know, because the weather's nice, the flesh is out, you're feeling optimistic, you're feeling good and stuff like that. And then sometimes you hook up and it's just for the summer, which is cool. But I feel like, what's the etiquette of summertime flings, right? Because I think a lot of times, especially men versus women, a man feel like, yo, you're going to be my boo thing for the summer. But come fall, I gotta start going back to focusing on money, focusing on whatever.
I don't think anybody ever says that shit. Oh, you're gonna be a thought for the summer with me. Like, really?
You don't think so? All right, so we'll first talk about it. We'll talk about summertime fling. So the first question on summertime fling is: they say the best memories are made during the summer. Are summertime flings a thing that should be part of those memories? Go ahead.
I think the best it all depends on what season you like. Maybe I don't like summer, and I'm a winter thought. You know what I mean?
It's different. The winter thought is different. The snow bunnies is different.
I don't make my thought memories in the summer. I make them in the fucking winter.
But part of it's just like, you know, the summer, the flesh is out. The heated temperature, people are hot, people are bothered and stuff like that.
Yeah, the science of it. It's the science of
right?
it.
The pheromones and all that. Like, that's why they say like being in heat and part of the summer being heat and stuff like that. So you think it's just seasonal kind of thing? You don't think?
I mean, it all depends on the person. I'm a relationship person, so I can't say when summertime comes around the legs are wide open. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, your summertime might turn into your winter wifey.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So what do you think?
I'm a relationship person, so that's not gonna apply to me.
So do you believe in summer flings?
I do. Like, it's
so
flings
you have
I
a little
have.
inner thought in you.
I do. I'm single.
You know who you talking to?
A thought.
This is she was nasty.
I done had flings that I'm still friends with to this day for years.
Are you just friends or
But
are
we
you
friends.
tossing salad?
Nah, I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't did nothing with him like
Tossing
that.
salad.
That's
talking
That's with the road. But you got to think about it also. It's just the structure of how we grew up, right? Because remember, you grow up and the school's over in June.
Right.
And then you don't go back to school to September. So you wilding out for the summer. College the same way. College end in May. You don't go back to like late August. Right? So you wilding out for the summer. That's why to me it's beautiful to have that. Especially sometimes you travel for the summer. You go to Cali for the summer. You go wherever. You get to be a whole new hole wherever you go. Right? People don't know you. You live there. That's what you do. Summer flings are beautiful. If I was single, I would love to have a summer fling, right? Because it stays where it needs to stay, and then
Did you say if I was Simba?
If I was single.
Oh, I think that's
A lot of people don't like to fuck in the summertime because of the heat.
That's the best time.
Let's speak to the science of it. Mom touched on it.
Go ahead, you're a pro. Go ahead, Sodomus.
Sodomus Prime.
Sodomus Prime.
The summertime,
thoughts roll out.
more people are out. Fuck y'all. More people are out. Everybody's hot. There's less clothes being worn. So those one night stands happen faster because she's out in the skirt and ain't got no panties on, and in the bar.
Sundress and no panties is
Sundress.
summer.
No, you sound like you had a lot of experience. Go ahead.
Sundresses, that was God's gift to man.
Go ahead, Cliff.
I think the summer thought season it's always gonna be there, right? That just something happened when the weather, like you said, when the weather changes and it get really hot. Women are wearing loose clothes. We back in the gym more serious. Now we doing 2 a days. We gotta have the body. No, we gotta have the body right.
Some bodies are made in the spring,
everybody's scale
go.
Everybody's scale go up in the summertime because you want to look your best, right? You're advocating what you got in the summertime. In the wintertime, you more in hibernation. You wearing clothes that you don't really care about being seen.
And you said,
so that's why temperature is always important when it comes to relationships and being a whole.
I've never heard this before.
No, temperature is
very
always
important.
important because and in the wintertime, it's a proven fact. Most people want to be in relationships in the wintertime because they just want to. Because it's too cold to be out there. Yo, what's going on?
You screwing what you do? Don't need to be a fat ass. You screwing dudes with no heat.
I do not sit there with
in the summertime,
He ain't got no heat. We ain't fucking.
In the summertime, you definitely could be a hoe in the summertime. In summertime, you could be a hoe. 100%. In summertime, you can hit up 8 events. Yeah. In the wintertime, when it's snowing, you going to one place. You going to the store to get your food and coming right back.
Right.
Also, I do go get my food.
Also, keep it a buck. Everybody walking around, especially if you live in New York, everybody walking around with these big ass Canadian Goose jackets and stuff like that. And then you see that same person in a summer dress. You see that same person in a summer dress. You're like, damn, I ain't know she had all that.
Yeah.
Right? That's why the summer season it elevates.
Yes. You can see it through the coat.
Oh, of course.
This thing got.
Every time I see women in a winter coat, and you see the bump in that winter part. Yeah. But then when you see them in the summertime, there's that no bump there. You like, where's the beef?
That's me.
Right?
She was wearing layers.
You know, she had layers on.
She had layers on. Like,
Alright, so the next
That's me
question
with my little
is
dick.
summertime the best hookup season? What do you think? I believe it is. I think to rotate it is. But if you want that one thing to just pop the whole summer or the whole season,
Well, let me
winter's
ask you
the
a
best
question.
time.
Why
to
does
go.
it have to be one thing for the summer? I'm not speaking for myself, but in
See,
general,
that's just
you see
little-
10
little-
naked people, right? You gonna just pick one?
Ooh, see, like, why can't I be a universal thought? Why can't I be a buffet thought? Why I gotta give one person that time?
My bad.
But what do you think? Do you think summertime is the best hookup season?
I think wintertime is
Winter,
the best.
I agree with you.
Because you're in the house, you fucking cozy, you Netflix
But
and
what
chilling.
you just said, winter, you usually lock in one person. You lock in one
So that's
person.
one
But
person.
summertime is
And
your buffet
summertime
time.
is
You got the
multiple.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Yeah,
Saturday.
Sunday.
Right, it could be a whole
Now,
thing.
listen.
Yo, stop the attacks.
Summertime like for relationships. I mean, if you just want to have fun, is the best season because summertime you're gonna be at your best.
All right, but
You can
you
get
saying
caught
fun,
in the
and I
summer.
agree with you.
Yeah,
Him,
fun.
he said one
You can
person.
get caught in the summer.
No, I'm just saying. I feel like winter makes you.
Yeah.
I feel like winter makes
You
you
gotta be careful.
locked down. Usually, right? Usually, even the player, most of the time for the winter, they shorten their rotation, right? Because they're not trying to be all over the place. So they probably got a Monday to Friday shorty, a Saturday Sunday shorty, and they kind of rotate that.
Chicks are willing to stalk in the summer.
Right, you can get caught.
Like, you can get caught in the summer. They'll stake
He
out.
said stalk.
They'll stalk. They'll stake
No,
out.
honey, we stalk every season.
Damn.
Sound like experts.
Every season.
I'm a stalker.
You ain't afraid of the winter stalking.
If I like you, I
No,
stalk.
like
So do you feel like summer is the best circumstance?
I agree with Amanda. Winter. You know, you can get caught in the summertime. Like in the winter, I could keep you in the house and tear you up for a day.
I think it's part of,
I ain't got the gloves.
I think the message gets lost in the winter, because we indoors, it's more time spent in the winter. In the summer, things happen quicker.
There you go.
Things happen quicker, so there's
So the
not
life
that
cycle
same
of a
attraction.
relationship in the summer is faster.
Absolutely. You know what it is. You hot, I'm hot.
Yeah.
Let's be hot together.
No, but
Plus we travel, right? We travel
Yeah.
in the summertime. So that's what
We travel all year.
Yeah, but the
All right.
majority of
stamps,
people,
stamps,
but
gut.
majority of people save their
International gut.
PTO for the summertime because their kids are out or just that
That's
whole.
more of a reason for you not to be fucking, because your kids are home.
Little
Yeah.
cock blockers.
But I say that to say that we adventure more in the summer. We want to go see different things and stuff like that. So that's why I feel like it's the best hookup time.
Nah, you say, oh yeah.
Wintertime is the best one.
Winter.
24/7.
You lonely. You want a hug.
There you go.
You want
Hug and hump.
affection. You want him to keep you warm in the wintertime.
Hug and hump.
Summertime is fuck and get out.
Summertime? Yeah, but that's why it's called that season.
Yay.
Exactly. The message gets confused in the winter. The message is clear in the summer.
You think?
All right, so,
hope so.
the next question, last question on the topic is, how do you decide if you're going to keep it going, and how do you decide when it's time to the summer relationship?
Lamar, let's go.
I think it depends on what's been going on between you. If it's just sex, I think you should let it be known. Like I have before, and it didn't ruin anything. So I think you got to be completely honest up first. Letting them know where they stand and what the deal is.
Are you a coach or porn star?
But I'm
let it be known.
I let it be known, like, yo, listen, hey, I got a coach. Football season about to start. I got a focus.
Right? And that's what I was saying earlier.
It's about the schedule.
August
season, baby.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Men usually had that, I want to wild out for the summer, but when the fall start to come, I want to start focusing on my goals. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not lying.
Yeah, you
Wait. You're going to be a hoe all your life?
I'm not. No, I don't see it as a hoe.
I mean, a thought.
I'm chilling.
Chilling.
Men are not hoes. We
So
can't
what-
be hoes.
Hold on. What do you think? I mean, like, how do you tell the person, okay, it's been fun. It was good for the summer, and now we need to.
She never
tell-
communicated that. She never had to say that.
You tell them just like that. It's been fun. Thanks for the dick, but
Have you ever had to hit someone with that?
that bum nigga out, nigga. What's his name on the show? Fuck him.
First of all, don't give me that thanks for the dick shit, because if the dick was good, you were like, I'm not letting this nigga go. I don't care if summer's over or not.
She has to study for the fall.
Or you just stop
It works both
responding.
ways, right? What do you think?
I think you just break it down like Lamar said. You break it down, let them know what the situation is about before you even start it in the summertime. Because what happens is the message could get crossed. Even dudes are like, yeah, I was fucking this shorty for the summertime, and then next he really cared about it. He's like, yo, she came and I cared about her. Because he started doing personal shit.
I was about to say, it all depends. Because when you start doing personal shit instead of just fucking, it has a lot of other extra sides.
I think the communication got to be key on that.
Yeah.
If you start off and say, listen, this is fun. I'm just looking to entertain for the summertime. Like it's sort of like doing a movie. You tell me, I'm just trying to be an entertainer. I'm trying to be an entertainer. Whatever.
I'm just playing my role, baby.
After this movie's over,
I'm just playing my role.
It's tough though, right? It all sounds good to the feelings happen.
Yeah.
Especially men. Because men, we always think that I ain't gonna catch no damn feelings. Until it's just like shit, you start missing the certain shit that they're doing, and you start anticipating, right?
Like,
you know what I'm saying? And then men ego, right? We always expect that we gonna call it quits early, but when they hit us with that, we like, hold on, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like, I wasn't ready for it.
It's cool. You start calling your man like, yo, can you believe that shorty came? But I like her.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But this is the thing, that shit, all of this we be talking about applies to the women. Us as men, because us as men are consistent throughout the year. We smashing and dashing, we loving and hugging, we kissing and dissing, we doing all of that throughout the year. I just said, I know. Let's get It's the women. The women's vibe changes during the summer and the winter. Y'all vibe changes with the season. Our vibes is consistent. If I want to fuck you in January, I still want to fuck you in June. It don't change. It's consistent. The problem
with some of these guys is I want to fuck you in January and you in February, and I want that bitch for the summer.
Then I want all three of y'all in May. Let's have a spring fling in May.
I don't think that men are consistent.
We are consistent.
No, I think, but listen.
Oh my God.
I think it's the communication factor. Like, if you lay it down and you say exactly what it is, so when you get that pink slip, you're gonna be prepared. It's like it's like being a temp. When you're a temp, you ain't got this permanent job. That's exactly what you are, a temp for the summertime.
I forgot who told me this.
We can always come back to that.
This is a whole nother topic. Yeah, I can't put them on blast, but I forgot. I think it's a matter of how we giving them the dick, because they said you can't do it a certain way. If you want to, hold on,
you gotta go balls to the wall anytime.
If you only want a chick for a temporary time and you just trying to fucking smash her, you give her that half-ass dick. You can't fuck her like you want it, because she gonna be like, oh shit, he fucked me like I was his wife. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you. You can't give them all the same level.
Sometimes it ain't even about the dick or the pussy.
I agree.
Sometimes it's just about that connection.
Exactly.
But if you lay the rules down and you gotta stick to your guns exactly what it was, because now nobody gets hurt with that.
Right.
Because listen. Sometimes you could jump in and like, damn, shorty shit is amazing. I didn't know she'd give it up like that. And then she's like, all right, you have a good one. You gonna be good? All right, cool. And then you're like, oh shit, I caught feeling. It's communication is key. Yeah. And then sometimes it's just about the connection, period.
But it starts hitting different once the emotions come into the play, right?
Greedy guy, let me ask you a question. Let me give you two scenarios. Right? You gotta do he taking you out. Yeah. He's doing relationship shit.
Okay.
He's doing shit to say he like you. You're going for walks, y'all talking, right? And he fucking you. But it's okay, right?
Who
and
says
then
it's
hold
okay?
on. You say it's okay.
Right,
it's just okay. But then you wanna do this nigga take you to the get some halal and rice.
Five
y'all
guys.
Go for a walk.
5 guys.
You know what I'm saying? No serious date. Hold on. No serious date.
A date is a date.
No, see, there you go. A date is a date. But he fucking you like you the best. He giving it to you like he wants you to know. He putting it
He's
down.
in the my whole life has changed.
Yeah, he loving you. He shedding a tear after he comes. What message are you receiving with that? Whose message is more impactful?
What's more potent? I like that question.
The one that's more potent is the one that's taking me out on a great date because he's getting a chance to know me.
Okay, now who are you loving more?
The one that's getting a chance to know me.
You a fucking liar! God damn it! Stop lying here on the podcast. I'm sorry, I had to hit the table.
It all depends because I'm a mental person. So if we're on the phone for hours and shit, what the fuck are we doing all that for?
So he don't got to tear it up for you to be with him?
I've never got attached to dick.
Wow! The first ever! She's not only the first lady.
Shout out to the first lady who came.
Never got attached to dick. How many women can say that?
I've never got attached to a dick where I'm like, oh my god.
Shout out to the Lou Williams of the game. Amanda came out like Lou Williams and gave a 30 with that answer.
Off the bench.
But real shit on mentally, I'd be like, damn, I miss talking to him. I miss doing this.
Listen, at this point in the stage, especially when you're older, and I have to say, I'm a great performer. Hands down. But
we gotta move to this episode.
It's not about just sex anymore. It's about the communication factor of how long stuff is gonna last.
It's about the mental. If I can't talk to you on the phone about every fucking thing, then you can get out of my life. Like, you know what I mean? So comes the time.
When you're exiting the summertime flings, right? Expectations kind of change, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta be honest, because I feel like a lot of times our expectations change. And we're not honest, and then we'll wind up being hurt. If it's a summer thing, and you want it to be more, you got to continue that. Not at the end, but while it's still going. Because things change. It hit different. But we're going to go to the last topic. The last topic is a little more serious, right? And it's dream chasing, ego versus expectation, right? And a lot of times when we're younger, we chase dreams with our ego. We think, you know what? Life hasn't bust our ass yet. So we think that I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, right? Because your ego tells you, I have everything that I need. I'm going to fly through. I'm going to fly and soar. But then sometimes life happens, like when you was younger, you thought you was going to be in the NFL. It didn't happen. You had to alter your dream. I thought I was going to be a rapper. It didn't happen. I had to alter my dreams, kind of thing like that. So we're going to talk about how you use your ego versus your expectations, right? So the first sub question is, how do you realign your dreams into what's reachable versus what's not? Go ahead.
That's big for me. Even though I had big dreams, I always knew where I stand. I knew, like I said, I wasn't the biggest person. I wasn't the strongest, but I knew where I stood. I knew I was good enough. I had the confidence that I could play in the league, but I knew I wasn't going to Penn State or some big time program. So, I kind of altered that. I had to go to JUCO, had to go to prep school, went NAIA, tried D1 and got cut, finished my career in Division 2. I knew where I stood.
Go ahead, NCAA up his ass, man. He made it. He made it, right? They can't take his degree back.
Listen, this 30 for 30 is gonna take. He played 8 years of college football, which is impossible.
So do you think that would have changed if your mental was different? I hear you say, I knew I wasn't. I knew I wasn't.
I had.
He went balls to the wall. He didn't leave nothing in the tank.
I knew. I tried everything. I put my balls to the wall. I went 100%.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
It was no pain at all times, but I knew I wasn't gonna go to the University of Miami and be like, yo, I need a spot on this team. I need a full ride. I wasn't gonna do that because I knew I was gonna make that. I had the mentality. I knew where I stood. But I had the confidence to make it.
What about you, Amanda? So just to recap, how did you align your dreams versus what you expected versus what you kind of fell into? So how did you?
Well, I always wanted to open up a restaurant, and one of the first things that they tell you in culinary, what my culinary school did, they will look around the room. 30% of you are gonna make it, and the rest isn't. And I was like, God damn. So I had dreams of opening up a restaurant, but now since I'm older, I'm like, I didn't want to do that anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean? So right now I'm into the candles and stuff like that, but
I need a candle, by the way. But
me too.
All right.
I'm low on wax.
So to me, even right, I always, when it comes to the music thing, right? I always said to myself, I'm one of those cats who I chased the rap dream even late. I was 20 something still rapping.
And I got a song with him.
Yeah. Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm scared to hear it.
No, but
I don't even have a song. With
but I say that to say I say that.
My shit was fire
Yeah.
too.
No, pause that. But I say that to say this. I started to alter my mentality that, you know what? There's a lot of rappers. I may not be the rapper. I started thinking, but I could be an executive. I could be a record label owner. I could kind of build a kind of team. Which the business mentality is what I kind of align my what was reachable versus what's not. I mean, to be honest with you, it's still something that could be possible if you put your dream to it. But you got to also start to think of the business of what you're trying to do. So that's why I started to do. Like right now, I'm technically in entertainment doing this podcast, right? So I may not be spitting bars, but I'm still in the entertainment kind of world. So you kind of see what's more of your niche, what's more reachable. Not everybody gonna be 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
But you know, there's more Kevin Lyles, there's more record label people than there are rappers. There's more common people who could do that. So that's what you kind of realize. True. What about you, Cliff? You was a ball player.
And you know, I kind of regret with basketball is now that I'm a grown man, I didn't train properly the way I was supposed to. Now what's going on with these kids now, they're really putting in the work. And I got to commend them. I think more now, like I was pretty good in basketball, but I think more like we glorify going to tournaments, getting the respect instead of working on our personal game. So me as an older and adult, I look at it, I still love basketball, but I didn't give it my all. But now when I do something, I try to go balls to the walls with it. Yeah. So that's how I look at it.
What about you?
Yeah, Mike, you go balls to the wall?
Balls are on Amanda's mind right now.
Go ahead. I think Mr. Lee got her going crazy.
Yo, shout out to Mr. Lee today. I have and sometimes went balls to the wall. But honestly, with this topic, with this topic, no, I can say I was always somebody who was very smart. I was very talented in many different facets, but I never knew what I was great at, and I never
jack of all trades.
Do you know what you're great at now?
What I'm great at?
My man's still trying to figure it out.
What I'm great at is not a profession. But unfortunately, what I'll say is,
it is a profession, and some people get paid very well for it.
You might as well be a porn star.
No, I would say, speaking specifically, I think I was very funny coming up. I used to be the class clown. I used to make everybody laugh all the time. And I have the confidence to speak in front of people. So I think I could have been a comedian of some sort.
Why are you saying could have? You're only going to be
still
37 tomorrow. You can be.
But you know what? What everybody was saying, and it's something that we also got to think about as well. I think so many times as youngsters, we had the vision of the end game, but we never fall in love with the process enough to get us where we need to go. Like what Clifford was saying, like he used to go to tournaments, come through, had 25, 30.
No, not 25, 30 on niggas' head.
Yeah. I knew he was going to say that. Let me what you say, right? But
easy 30.
That's right. That's the glory of the results kind of thing like that. But how many times was you in the park at shooting till it's dark, working on drills when nobody's watching you, busting your ass that way? Like to me,
you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
But to me, it was just it was cool to rap and stuff like that. But once I honing my skills as a song maker, constantly writing, constantly to produce, like that nitty gritty, we don't fall in love with the process. We love with the results.
Sometimes it takes failure to figure that out.
Yes,
yes. You know, to know what it is.
So
that's why. No, I'm sorry. That's why I want to commend this man. Like one thing about it. This guy loved football. See what it is? I thought I loved the sport, but I found out I was passionate about it. When you love somebody, you never give up, and that's what I commend about Coach Stu.
Yeah. So the next question on the topic is how do you balance the fine line of ego versus confidence when it comes to dream chasing, right? Because your ego would have told you NFL or bust, right? But your confidence said, you know what? I may not go to the NFL, but the game, I can still make a living out of the game because I love it, kind of stuff like that. So how do you balance that fine line?
I think the results would tell you that. You know what I'm saying? What you're doing would tell you that. Like, I had a good college career. but it wasn't enough to enter the NFL draft.
Yeah.
But I knew I had some type of talent, CFL, arena football, and things like that. Like the results let me know where I stood. And I played arena for about 4 years, which is professional. Yeah. It ain't the league, but it's professional. But the results of what I did let me know where I stood. Yeah. And that's how I figured it out.
What about you?
What was the question? Repeat the question again.
So the question is,
pay attention what you're
No,
drinking.
attention, but I'm
listen, we got short time. How do you balance the fine line of ego versus confidence when it comes to dream chasing?
So repeat that again. I'm sorry, because I'm like.
How do you balance the fine line of ego versus confidence when it comes to dream chasing?
Balance the fine line. Ego and confidence. I would say, of course, when you're confident, you know that you have it. I feel like with Lamar at the time, he was saying that he doesn't have it, right? Like you felt that way. I think
not the NFL.
I think when you go at it with confidence that you could achieve that. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't know. I don't like the way you said that.
I don't like. I didn't.
She don't feel like you believed in yourself.
I had the confidence.
I feel like you didn't believe so. I feel like when you believe in yourself, you can accomplish that, and you put that ego aside.
But also,
sometimes we have too much ego. I don't like that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. What are you saying?
Ego and confidence is tough, right? Because you can have all the confidence in the world. If you suck, you suck.
Right.
It's just what it is.
Yeah. Whoa.
But, no.
Whoa.
It's true. 100%. Your ego sometimes let you think that you're better than what you are.
Yeah.
Your confidence will build you to that point, and then you just got to look back and take a step back and evaluate the situation, what's going on. Yeah. That's what I feel.
Even in my case with the music and stuff like that, like I had the ego where I felt like, I'm pretty good. Like when I make songs and stuff.
He did.
I had the confidence to be an artist and stuff like that, but I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the confidence for me to like put all my eggs in that basket, right? If you listen to the stories of a lot of these artists and stuff like that, they quit their job because like, I gotta make it, right? Because you can't serve two masters, right? Especially when it comes to music and stuff like that. Like you never heard of someone who was an accountant from 9 to 6 and they're rocking shows at night and they become the best artists in the world. You gotta stop serving one of the masters.
That's why I feel like it's bullshit when they say, you gotta have a plan B. I think the most successful people and the people that are reach their goals is the ones who say, this is all I have. Yeah. And they say, it's either this or nothing. You see what I'm saying?
But you also have to balance your ego. It's just like, I've been doing this shit for 15 years. Nobody wants to hear my mixtape. My G, you need a job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My G, you gave it your all. 2 years was a good run. But now you need a job, my G. You know what I'm saying? Your kids. Your kids are not going to eat off your SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying?
They starving.
So that's why we have to do that balance. We have to check our egos and stuff like that. To be honest with you, do I think if I'd have gave it more with the music, could I have done something? Sure. So. I couldn't tell you that I was going to be fabulous, but I definitely know, especially hearing the stuff.
For me. I had that confidence. See,
but that's an untapped market. There is no porn rap out here. Yeah. The porn rap could be.
Listen, shout out to my porn rap album. My porn rap album was top 5 the hardest porn album ever. Hey, listen, I can't.
It has to be top 5 because how many porn rap albums have been out? Probably you, Brian Paul.
Too Short had porn rap albums.
I was so confident in my porn rap. I did the first track in front of my wife. Shout out to my wife. My porn album hit hard.
Alright, so we got to end this show with this last question. Can ego be a good thing when approaching your dream? I say it can be. I say it can be if you allow yourself to let that ego drive you, but not consume you.
I thought that ego gives you confidence.
So answer this question shortly because we're coming to the end of the show.
That ego to me gives you confidence. Like if you know you this shit, you're going to perform like you this shit.
Yeah.
Ego is good. It's just a matter of how you take it, I think.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's good, especially with coaching. You got to know where you stand. You got to have some type of confidence to it.
Not only is it good, it's necessary. If you're going to succeed, you need a certain level of ego, to get there.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, ego has to drive you, confidence has to sustain you, but you can't let none of them consume you.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the show. We're going to have Coach Stu shout out what he got going on before we wrap up.
Coach Stu, Dark Side Boys, that's my kind of like my brotherhood of all my players that played for me and all that. That's that different.
Shout them all if you want.
Dark Side Boys, you know.
And show them the shirt. So if
shirt.
you want to cop the shirt,
yeah.
What's your IG so they can reach out to you?
Coach Stu 31. Coach
got the beard on there.
31.
Yeah.
So.
You cut your shit?
Yeah, I cut it.
So Mike, do your shout outs because we got to wrap up.
Hey, shout out to everybody that support the views, baby. We gonna get bigger and better. I want y'all to come back, tell your friends about us. That's it. That's what I'm shouting out. Us. Fuck that. Us.
Shout out to family. Everybody here is my family. 25 years in. I love you guys and keep it pushing.
Shout out to family. In the fall, I'll be doing candle making classes for couples, kids.
That's nice.
Where are the candles for the studio? We need candles.
Absolutely. Couples, kids.
We need candles.
Friends, all kinds of different parties. It's Amanda Marie's Home Collection. Check me out on Instagram and IG.
Shout out to everybody chasing their dreams. Shout out to my boy Ivan the Irish who came out with the book Outside the Box. You know, big shout out to him because this book is cool, especially you have young kids in your lives who don't know necessarily what they want to be. This book will let them know the different options, right? Because being a Caribbean boy, it was a doctor, a lawyer, or engineer, a nurse, something like that. But there's other jobs out there that give you money, so we got to think outside the box. Shout out to everyone who's supporting Views from the Friend Zone. Keep doing your thing, and we out. Peace. Peace.
Where y'all trying to go?
Yeah, use my phone. Because my phone.
Why you got drunk off Mr. Lee, Mike?
That's me. That's not no what's up. Amanda got a little extra.
Talking about balls.
Balls to the walls. Balls. You put your balls to the wall.
Amanda said we attacked them.
Nigga, you know that's me. That's average me. This shit is no joke though, right? We gotta take a picture. That's how we do it at the end of the show.